Old Trafford crackles under floodlights as Arsenal arrive for a season-opening showdown that could tilt momentum for both clubs. This is more than a fixture. It's a statement. Arteta's polished, possession-driven rebuild against Amorim's urgent, reshaped Manchester United. New signings eye instant impact. Victor Gyökeres might wear Arsenal red for the first time, while Benjamin Šeško steps into Old Trafford expectations. Pundits and former players have already staked predictions, but the real verdict will come inside 90 volatile minutes. One single moment, a breakthrough run, a defensive lapse, a clinical finish could reverberate through the entire season. The date and the place already set a tone. This curtain raiser at Old Trafford on August 17 promises an atmosphere heavy with history and instant consequences where early results echo far longer than them. Arsenal arrive with a clear tactical identity and the pressure of a fanbase expecting progress. Manchester United come with a public hunger for a rebuild to show tangible signs of life after a difficult previous campaign. That contrast, procedure versus impatience, continuity versus overhaul, is the psychological battleground as much as the grass itself, and every small decision the managers make will be magnified by the crowd and the timeline. On Arsenal's side, the headline is the new centre-forward. Victor Gyökeres has joined the club this summer and arrives as a player whose scoring record, movement and presence can change how Mikel Arteta sets his side up. More direct runs behind defenders, another focal point for crosses, and an alternative that keeps opponents guessing. Whether he starts or is introduced from the bench, Gyökeres' first competitive minutes will feel like a test of Arsenal's summer planning. A sharp turn or a composed finish could convince neutrals that the Gunners fixed a recurring weakness, while a muted debut would simply add another early season question. Manchester United have answered in kind. Benjamin Šeško arrived as part of an aggressive recruitment drive designed to restore firepower to Old Trafford, and he steps into a squad that urgently needs cutting edge and coherence up front. That recruitment sits inside a broader managerial reset under Ruben Amorim, whose appointment created the expectation of a long-term project, but whose first full season requires immediate evidence of progress. For United, the pressure is existential in Summer's language. Can new faces gel quickly enough to erase last season's missteps, or will early stumbles reinforce doubts about stability and identity at the club? Ours questions will be asked of Šeško and the attacking unit from the first whistle. For years, tactically the game promises a classic contrast. Arteta's Arsenal typically seek sustained possession, probing patiently until a seam appears, relying on wide runners and quick combinations. Those patterns can produce dominance of the ball, but also leave them vulnerable to breakaway moments. United under Amorim have been attempting to reshape their output, mixing incisive forward runners with a renewed emphasis on tempo. That duel of philosophy means the decisive moment could come from a routine sequence, a misplayed pass allowed to be chased, an over-eager fullback caught too high, or a single clever interchange that exposes a gap. In that sense, the match is less about who has the most chances and more about who delivers the one truly telling action. Individual names will frame the conversation. Gabriel Martinelli's pace and unpredictability make him one to watch for Arsenal. His instincts for timing and the ability to finish at speed mean he can create a season-defining clip on any good day. On United's side, the newcomers and the established attackers will search for combinations that unlock a compact defense. Managers will juggle substitutions and matchups, but often these choices only matter because the moment they create, a late cross, a contested header, a penalty box scramble, ends up replayed and reinterpreted for weeks. That replay culture turns single incidents into narratives that guide public opinion and sometimes club policy. There is also the human dimension, confidence, fitness and early season morale. Players returning fresh from pre-season, those carrying knocks and the youngest members eager to make their mark will all contribute to the emotional texture of 90 minutes. A goalkeeper's reflex, a defender's recovery or a forward's sudden burst can feel like destiny when the crowd is loud and the stakes are framed as existential. Fans will leave having witnessed drama or frustration, and those first reactions often become the shorthand for the campaign that follows. When the final whistle falls, the scoreboard will give a tidy answer, but the fuller story will be told in the flashpoints, the instinctive plays, and the small gambles that either paid off or did not. If a single moment shifts the balance decisively, this opener will be remembered not as a simple early fixture, but as the hinge on which a season swung, the instant that turned hope into momentum or exposed cracks that would later widen. That is why every pass, sprint and decision on this afternoon feels freighted, not merely for 3 points, but for narrative and direction, for the belief that a single clean strike or a last-ditch block can change everything.